Welcome to the Virtual Strategic Solutions Virtual Reality Simulation System. Accessing Legacy Dataset. Files loaded. Simulation ready. Madison Li was a young, idealistic scientist when she met James and Catherine, and upon learning of their plan, fully devoted herself to the eventual success of Project Purity, like the rest of the scientists who joined them, working tirelessly to see it through. Her admiration for James later developed into romantic feelings over the course of their work, but she kept them hidden out of respect for James's marriage to Catherine. Though it strained her personal relationship with them, her professional relationship never changed. The progress of the project faced numerous complications, not the least of which were the frequent super-mutant attacks, but the martial support of Lion's Brotherhood of Steel allowed them to continue in relative safety, though Madison personally did not trust the organization's motives for lending their aid. Even with the Brotherhood's help, however, the researchers' efforts soon took a downturn, with super-mutant attacks intensifying and work to adapt the water purification technology for large-scale deployment hitting snags. Catherine's pregnancy, which had previously inspired the team to work harder, became the breaking point. When Catherine went into labor, Madison personally was able to deliver her child safely, but Catherine suffered cardiac arrest and died shortly after the birth. Afterwards, James chose to abandon Project Purity in favor of his child's safety. Madison's grief for Catherine's death turned into a feeling of betrayal by James, whom she still loved, and things quickly splintered apart amongst the remaining members, not least because Madison's dislike for the Brotherhood. Eventually, the Brotherhood also left, taking their protective support with them, and the team soon fully dissolved, leaving Project Purity unfinished, and went their separate ways. After leaving Project Purity around 2259, Madison headed to Rivet City, having heard about the thriving scientific community set up there by Horace Pinkerton. Despite leaving the project behind unfulfilled, she had not given up on its mission, and continued her research into water purification, though on a smaller scale. It soon became clear, though, that Pinkerton did not share her vision, seeing it as a waste of time, and after numerous arguments and disagreements, he left Rivet City to take up residence in the bow of the aircraft carrier, with the city at large believing he had disappeared. With his departure, Madison took his place on the Rivet City Council and became the settlement's lead scientist, organizing the remaining scientists and directing them to work on projects involving hydroponics, water purification, and portable fusion power. Through their work, Rivet City was able to grow healthy, radiation-free produce, like fresh apples and pears. Madison remained in her position for the next 18 years, over which time she grew older, wiser, and much more cynical. It was in her position serving the prosperity of Rivet City that Madison had her first exposure to the Institute, when in 2277, Dr. Zimmer, the then director of the Synth Retention Bureau, came to the city requesting help from Madison's team to track down an escaped android, though his refusal to elaborate any further, coupled with a condescending attitude towards their work, earned him no favors. Madison herself refused to acknowledge his requests, seeing him as a distraction. Later in 2277, Madison's life took a drastic turn once more. She received an unexpected visit from James, who had escaped from Vault 101 and traveled to Rivet City hoping to enlist Madison's support in reviving Project Purity. However, it caused old emotions to resurface, and Madison angrily refused to help him, claiming that she had moved on and too much time had passed. Secretly, she later regretted her choice and hoped to see James again. She saw a chance when, soon after their confrontation and James's departure to find Vault 112 and Stanislaus Brown, she met the grown-up lone wanderer and eventually agreed to help them find James, pointing them in the direction of their old laboratory at the Jefferson Memorial. Following James's rescue from the Tranquility Lane simulation by the lone wanderer, father and child returned to Rivet City, where Madison was very happy to see James again, even though she wouldn't admit it, and she agreed to help him restart their work on Project Purity, substituting her team from Rivet City as additional manpower. Shortly into the revived work on the project, the facility under the memorial was invaded by the Enclave under Colonel Augustus Autumn. He demanded for the scientists to hand over control of Project Purity in order to cement the Enclave's dominance in the Capital Wasteland. James, still caring for Madison, pretended to comply with Autumn's demand, though not before making sure that she would be out of harm's way. In the ensuing events, Madison's assistant Janice Kaplinski was killed, while James flooded the control chamber with deadly amounts of radiation, sacrificing his life to avert the Enclave's takeover, though Autumn ultimately survived, though not before he was able to say goodbye to his child. Madison, despite her shock, managed to take charge and escaped with the lone wanderer and the surviving scientists. They fled to the Citadel, taking refuge with the Brotherhood of Steel. Despite their past enmity, her continued distrust, and her displeasure in using her skills and knowledge to work on weapons of mass destruction, Madison helped the Brotherhood prepare for war against the Enclave, applying her knowledge of portable fusion power to assist Scribe Rothschild in restoring the military robot Liberty Prime. Madison accompanied the Brotherhood, coming in behind Liberty Prime and the Lone Wanderer as they broke through the Enclave blockade around the Jefferson Memorial during the Battle of Project Purity. After the Enclave's defeat, she arrived to monitor the status of the Purifier, finding it to be badly damaged. She informed the Lone Wanderer and Sarah Lyons via intercom that the Purifier would need to be manually activated from the heavily irradiated control room, or else the entire facility would explode. Sometime after helping the Brotherhood to restart operations at Project Purity, but before the Lone Wanderer awoke from the coma they were in as a result of activating the Purifier and being hit with radiation, Madison ended up leaving the Capital Wasteland. She still distrusted the Brotherhood, and she further disagreed with their military occupation of the Capital Wasteland and exclusive control of the Purifier, as well as their attempts to control and weaponize her research. Though Elder Lyons permitted her departure, Madison realized that other voices in the Brotherhood saw her as a security risk due to her status as an outsider with access to Brotherhood secrets, and she feared they would attempt to silence her. Her destination was the Commonwealth to the north, where she hoped to take refuge with the Institute, believing that their rumored technological advancement would keep her safe from the Brotherhood's exploitation and retribution. Madison's expedition was successful in reaching the Commonwealth, where she later made contact with the Institute. When Father extended an offer for her to join them, she was only too happy to accept, wanting nothing more than peace from the Brotherhood and room to pursue her research. The Institute's scientific resources and intellectual community were above anything Madison had ever seen before, and she quickly dedicated herself to expanding her research and scientific expertise under the Institute's wing. Though she has faced distrust for being an outsider, Madison persevered, rising through the ranks and becoming privy to some of the Institute's most sensitive projects. Sometime before 2287, she was selected to become the head of the Advanced Systems Division. Simulation completed. Please exit the pod or have a technician select another file.